Be extra careful not to fall into this trap. I used to think that I knew what Hoyoverse is doing. I truly have no idea. For all I know, they could have a dartboard with random things written on it, and they're just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. Oh yeah, dude, child artifact set sounds good. Let's do it. It's so interesting. So basically the 2.6 live stream happened a few days ago, and I just got around to watching it last night. They showed us some new artifacts, and these artifacts are, well, I think they're going to trap a lot of people into farming them that don't need to farm them. To be quite honest, I think a lot of players are going to overrate these and overshoot these and spend a bunch of resin where they don't really need to for extremely minimal upgrades. So I kind of want to clear up some of the misconceptions about the new artifact sets, show you guys a little bit of the math, and then you can make an informed decision on if you want to farm for the new sets when they come out. Personally, I feel like you probably won't farm them a ton, but hey, you know what? Everyone does their own thing, and maybe these sets are for your favorite characters. So basically here we have a bunch of sets from the live stream. So we have two sets. We have Nymph's Stream and we have Vourukasha's Glow. And both of these sets seem to be like extremely niche for like specific characters. And you know, that's how most of the newer sets are, unless they were like the first ender sets like Gilded and Deepwood. But okay, so Nymph's Stream was actually like really confusing to me at first, because I saw this and I was like, hydro damage bonus. Okay, cool. Maybe we're getting a new hydro character soon. And then I looked at the effect. It says after normal charged and plunging attacks, elemental skills, and elemental bursts hit opponents, one stack of Mirrored Nymph will be triggered, lasting 8 seconds. You can have up to 3 stacks of it. Attack gets increased based on your stacks, and hydro damage gets increased based on your stacks. Mirrored Nymph stacks created by normal charged and plunging attacks, elemental skills, and bursts exist independently. So basically you have to do 3 of 5 of these things: normal charged and plunging attack, normal charged elemental skill, normal charge burst skill charge. You know, like you can mix and match them and you get a lot of buffs. You get a total of up to 30% hydro damage and 25% attack, which is like really, really good for certain characters. But the reason I was confused is because didn't we already get a child set? This kind of feels like it's Polar Star in artifact form almost, where it's like meant for child. It seems like it's meant for child. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's another character coming up soon, but right now it seems like the perfect child set, right? It gives him hydro damage bonus and it gives him a ton of attack. And something that you may not know about child is that he has so much like damage percent, because when you level him up, he actually scales hydro damage. So that's why Polar Star ended up being so good for him mathematically, because it gives him attack instead of just oversaturating more and more elemental damage bonus. Also, the attack gain from Polar Star is just absolutely insane. But yeah, this seems like a child set to me. Now, that's not all it is. There's actually a lot of other characters that can use it. You can use the 2-piece set with a lot of different characters. You could probably get away with, hypothetically, if you want to go double Hydro Sync Chill, so 2-2 with this and Heart of Depths. Same thing with Yelan. And the benefit of that of going 2-2 is that you also have the option to basically mix and match based on good substats, right? Because it's really hard to get a set of 4 artifacts that all have really good stats. But when you farm up 2 different sets, odds are you're going to have 2 out of 4 pieces, 2 out of 5 pieces maybe, that have good artifact substats. It basically makes you a little bit more flexible overall, and I think that's actually a really good thing. I also think that this set's going to be pretty good for Ayato too. Ayato can take advantage of this. You may need to use his burst to get to 3rd stack, but the attack bonus and the hydro damage bonus is going to be pretty beneficial. Most hydro characters that are going to be dealing hydro damage as like a primary source of damage could actually benefit a lot from this setup. So that said, I still think Emblem is going to be a little bit easier for your Yelan and Xingqiu. Ayato is a little bit of a different situation because a lot of people have been using Heart of Depths on Ayato, and Heart of Depths Ayato is like already pretty good, but this set could be an upgrade. And same with Child, actually. And some people I know have already done the math on this. This one's by LP. He helps with a lot of my videos. And this is like versus for Heart of Depth with Nymph's Dream. Using Nymph's Dream is going to be like almost 4% better with Harp and single target, about almost 4% better with Thundering Pulse and single target. Like, as you can see, like there is a damage increase, but it's not that significant. At most with Harp in 4 target scenarios, it looks like it's a 9.42%. These findings are like fairly consistent with what other people have found too. And here you can look at set comparisons, so you can see the damage output based on the set. And like 4 Nymph is going to be the highest, but it's not by a huge or like super significant amount. So like if you are trying to max out Child's damage, like technically speaking, if you play this right, you could actually see an upgrade to Child's damage. Now that said, you might have to change up Child's rotation a little bit. You might go elemental skill and 1 CA, so just normal attack and charge attack, get the three things immediately. And the main reason is that by the end of your rotation, you want to make sure that you have all of the stacks that you can use for his burst, because that is a lot of hydro damage bonus. That's 30%. That's pretty big, and it's a big attack bonus. So you may need to alter that. And then with Ayato, it's the same deal. Using his burst is going to get you a stack, but then you might have to do a normal and charge attack separately, or charge attack separately. There's lots of like small things that may need adjustment to max out the set's damage. damage. And because it's not that significant of a jump, personally, I don't super recommend farming for Nymph's Dream specifically, unless you just really love the Hydro characters, and that's like your entire account. So, but okay, there's actually another set too that I want to look at. So I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit. All right, there we go. So now we're looking at Vourukasha's Glow. So Vourukasha's Glow gives you an HP bonus for the 2-piece set, which is really, really cool. And the 4-piece set is the most misleading set I think I've seen so far. So elemental skill and elemental burst damage will be increased by 10%. After the equipping character takes damage, the aforementioned damage bonus is increased by 80% for 5 seconds. This effect can have up to 5 stacks. The duration of each stack is counted independently. These effects can be triggered even when the equipping character is not on the field. So can be triggered off field, which is really good. The reason this is misleading, I've seen so many people say that, oh my god, that's a 90% damage bonus. That's a 90% damage bonus. It's not. It's 80% of 10%. It's 8% basically, and you can have up to 5 stacks. So it's up to 40% total bonus damage on top of the 10%, 50% damage bonus. That's what you're looking at with this set. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick, right? And your character has to take damage for that. So that checks out. At first, this seems like a Dehya set, right, guys? We finally got it. We finally got the Dehya set upgrade. And also those are like Kave's earrings, almost, very close. But like, wow, guys, we've finally done it. We finally convinced Hoyoverse to buff Dehya. I feel great. We can retire. Everything's all good. I have bad news. So 50% damage bonus is a lot of damage bonus, right? It's a lot. A lot of characters could benefit from 50% damage bonus. That's fantastic. In fact, I think there's a couple artifact sets that can help you get there. There's this one artifact set called Emblem of Severed Fate, and it increases your burst damage by 25% of your ER, which is like pretty dang good, right? You can get up to a maximum of 75% damage bonus that way. So I'm at like 170, so I'm pretty close to 50%. If I got 30% more ER, I'd be at 50% damage bonus, which is awesome. It's fantastic. I'm really just so glad. So the downside here is that this set probably isn't actually better than Emblem overall. It seems like it has more damage on paper, and it has an HP to set bonus. So like in your mind, that works out to be more damage, right? But I think something that not a lot of people consider is that Emblem literally scales off of energy recharge. And if you're already building like 200% ER on Dehya anyways, or maybe 160 if you're playing like a mono pyro, but if you're already building like 200% ER on Dehya, you're already like close to that amount of damage bonus anyways. You're only really missing out on the 20% HP. And so someone actually did calcs for this. Dehya mains are coping. We're all really upset. So here is Emblem Dehya with C0 fish. It's per rotation 211,000 or 212,000 if you round up, right? And then with the new set, huge buffs incoming. It's like an extremely minimal buff, and that's like assuming that you still have good enough ER stats to do her burst every rotation. Because if you don't do her burst every rotation, then that falls even lower, and then Emblem's just better. So with that in mind, yes, technically it's a buff if you farm up really good pieces with it that are like on par with your Emblem pieces, but it's not really that good. It's such a minimal buff that it's not even really worth farming for, in my opinion. The thing is, the value that you get from farming something like Emblem of Severed Fate is that like so many characters can use Emblem. Like Emblem is such a good universal set to have. It's so powerful. And honestly, I feel like most players could start Genshin Impact, get to Inazuma, and just spend all their time in this domain after getting like a VV set and a Noblesse set, and you would be fine for like most of the game. Especially because you have Strongbox, right? So you can get a lot of the older sets. So, and of course you do want like a Deepwood set eventually. But like the point is that like so many characters use Emblem that it's just worth farming Emblem anyways. Just kind of ignoring that this is like a slightly better buff, just teeny bit better, and just going with Emblem. Because it's so much more free. It's so much easier to get your burst back, and like so many more characters are going to use it. Now, something that I haven't talked about yet is actually Nilou. Nilou can actually benefit from this set a lot, because Nilou is a character that is like relatively low investment for like really high output, right? Like you just stack HP on Nilou, and all of a sudden your Bloom team is like a tactical nuke. It's a 25 kill streak. So Nilou, if you get the opportunity to put more HP on her, that's perfect. That's actually great. And this will let you go to Tenacity and to Vourukasha's Glow, and that'll help you get some more HP on Nilou, which is really good for your team's damage overall. And alternatively, even the 4-piece set doesn't seem that bad for Nilou if you're using her on field. So because you're going to be taking damage over time anyways. So all in all, like this set could be a decent Nilou upgrade. Like Unironically. If you can find a way for Yaimiko to take a lot of self-damage, it could also be a Yaimiko. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Don't do it. But yeah, like overall, like we're looking at 2 sets that are like minimal damage increases for a lot of characters. If you have Nilou and you're a Nilou main, I do think getting 2 pieces of Vourukashas could be really good. And especially since substats aren't as important for Nilou, or like they're not as hard to farm for because she's less picky about it. Vourukashas could actually be like worth picking up 2 pieces for. But overall, I don't feel like this is super worth investing time into. You could spend your entire life farming Emblem Domain and have a set for Dehya, and then you could just strong box Heart of the Depth for like Ayato and Childe. And you can use Emblem on Yelan and Xingqiu. And it's just, these are honestly kind of a big trap in my opinion. I don't really think it's super worth farming for these because Resin is precious. That said, if you like made one of these characters and you want to upgrade them, it's fine. You can do that. So anyways, gamers, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. I have a lot of cool Honkai Star Rail stuff planned. This is a secret just for you guys who made it to the end of the video. And also a lot of Genshin stuff, but a lot of Honkai Star Rail stuff. I'm really excited. Subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube won't send out notifications to you unless you hit the button. So I'll catch you guys next time.